Okay, yeah. No, you're the pro.
Okay.
Hey, this is all new to me.
I'll be kind of moving around a little bit.
Okay.
But, just kind of, if you want to talk about what got you started in leatherworking or in getting into the muzzle loadings.
Yeah.
Your personal history and kind of your story behind it.
Okay, perfect. All right, my name is Jeff Luke. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to the NMLRA for what they're doing to promote this this hobby, this passion, this history. I think that's an important thing as we move forward, and appreciate all the work that they're doing. Basically, I got started into leatherwork, I guess, about 12 years ago. Started off doing motorcycle seats, bags, and so forth. Just wasn't passionate about it, had a pretty good run with it. And then I kind of fell into the affliction of being a part of the muzzle loading scene. Started buying and building muzzle loaders and started trying to figure out how I could take that leather and make that fit. So basically I started doing bags, knife sheaths, flint wallets and so forth. Did some of that, really enjoyed it, started researching some of the history on it and so forth. And now about 3-4 years later, here we are, and going to be doing a little class here later this fall. We're going to build a basic bag. We'll talk a little bit about the history of hunting, shooting bags, the differences between those and, say, a possibles bag, a haversack, and whatnot. We'll spend a little bit of time on that. And then we'll go through and actually build a bag. It's basically just kind of a no-frills bag like might have been used in the 18th century, frontiersman, all across the country here as we were expanding west. We'll start off with veg tan, they call it, vegetable tan leather. Looks like what you see here, and basically 3 simple tools, a little needle and thread, and some time and patience. We'll end up with a finished bag like the one you see there. So really looking forward to doing that. It's something I'm passionate about. It's something I spend a lot of time on, trying to kind of refine the craft and improve with every piece I do, and just thoroughly enjoy it. Look forward to the class.
That's great. About how many students are you is that
I think we're going to cap it at 10 this time. Yeah, we might do a second one depending on how the response is and the outcome and so forth. But yeah, looking forward to it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And where can people find you, like online, or how can people get in contact with you? If is that okay? If they're interested in things, can you point them to resources?
Sure, absolutely. I don't have a website. I did for several years, and to be honest, it just didn't generate the traffic. So I actually focus on Facebook of all things. I've got a page on there where I feature most of my work called Po' Boy Gear. You can look me up on Facebook, see some of the work that I've done. It's kind of what keeps me out of trouble.
Do people need to know a lot about leatherworking before they come in, or?
Nothing whatsoever. This would be an absolute basic course for beginners as well as people that have a little bit of experience. I'll do a little bit of the work as far as cutting out some of the main pieces. We're going to let the students cut out their choice of a different flat there. We've got 3 or 4 options we'll give them there. And then obviously we'll go through the dyeing process. We'll have a few options there as far as colors. But yeah, beginner as well as someone that's done a little bit of this is welcome to join us, and hopefully can learn some things.
What's your process like? Are you looking at historic artifacts or historically documented things for your inspiration, or are you kind of taking that and modifying it to yourself? Are you recreating originals? How's that process work?
I haven't really copied per se any originals. I take a lot of the design elements and the construction methods certainly and apply those. Basically the tools, a little more refined than they would have used back then perhaps, just for ease. But basically the same thing. I start off with either whole or half cow hides, deer hides, goat hides, whatever I'm using, cut the pieces out and kind of go from there. And again, it's all based on most of the time historical examples that have been found.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I know because I'm an artist, a lot of times I'll work on multiple things at once and multiple stages. What's your shop look like?
It's a wreck. Yeah, to be completely honest, at any given time, I've probably got a half a dozen knife sheaths in process, 4 or 5 bags, a stack of flint wallets, frizz and stops, you name it. I've got a multitude of things in process. I like it because it kind of lets me step away. If I get a little bit of a block on something, I can kind of walk away and pick up another piece and still be doing what I like to do.
What kind of introductory tips would you have for anybody that's interested? I mean, obviously take the class, but interested in leatherworking in general, or like the living history side of things. If they're looking to make their own bags, what some kind of beginner
Yeah, I tell you what, there's a book by T.C. Albert. It's called Recreating the 18th Century Hunting Pouch. It's a great resource for somebody looking to learn some of the historical side of things and just try to understand how all this got started and, you know, how people built these things hundreds of years ago. I actually did it for quite a while and then bought the book, so I kind of went backwards. But I wish I had purchased it right off. Definitely a good resource. There's some other things out there that you can pick up online that kind of help you. As far as what's needed to the class, just you know, the desire to try to build one of these, and you know, if we get through this thing successfully, they should walk out with a bag that'll last longer than any of us.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And all the pieces here and the tools, are those provided, or do students need to bring their own?
No, they won't need to bring anything. Just walk into class and be ready to go. I'll be providing all the leather, the buckles, straps, and the limited tools required to build it, as you see there. And they'll actually walk out with a finished bag and the tools.
And what kind of time frame as far as how, like, start to finish on the class?
It's going to be right around 8 hours.
Okay.
Some of that is dry time, so we'll have some time to chat and field some questions and whatnot. But yeah, it's about 8 hours, and that's a pretty simple bag. I've got ones that I probably spend 40 to 60 hours on, a lot of detail work and so forth. But yeah, we should be able to get through this one in 8 hours.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Jeff, for getting with us. And
thank you. Looking forward to it. As am I.
Thank you.
Great.